Hello there, this is Dr. Michael here. How are you doing today? Hope you all had a great day. Something happened to me today and I wanted to share it with you guys. I think it was interesting to share part of my life. But this here kind of contained some life lessons that I felt was very, very important. Most of you definitely, actually everyone on this recording listening to this, because I'm making sure I'm sending it to people that have either responded to my Instagram advertising, you have clicked my ad and landed on my WhatsApp DM, or you have actually watched the webinar to some length and responded back. But what happened today was someone contacted me, and I really give kudos and high respect to this person. I don't know if it's a he or she, but I got to give respect to this person because the first thing that came across to me from them is they took responsibility for everything that they do, and that is a sign of success. Um, they called me back, actually sent me a text, and said that the webinar told them that the cost was for $1,800, which definitely it's not for $1,800. I mean, I knew at that point a couple of things were off. So I asked the question, I said, did you really watch it to the end, or you just assumed and stopped watching it at the point where you saw 1,800? And they said, oh, I didn't complete it, which I liked. At least they confessed and they were very upfront. So it allowed me to kind of coach them a little bit, you know. So I then felt, well, there's a free lesson I'm going to teach here. The first free one, of course, is you never assume or jump to conclusions when you don't have all the facts. Never assume or jump to conclusions when you don't have all the facts, because you really need to be sure of what you are rejecting before you reject it. You need to be sure what you're rejecting before you reject it, because you never know what's on the other side of what you're assuming you're hearing. It brings me to a story of life, which, and I'm not sure whether this was true or just a story, but it goes that rain was falling in this town and it was getting flooded. So this gentleman went to the top of the roof because the water was really rising up on his house, pretty much covered the house, and all there was left to stand on was the roof. And he was praying to God to send him a boat or any kind of rescue. So within a few minutes, a guy came by on a rafter, on a wood rafter. And the guy said, no, the God I serve will not send me a rafter. I'm sure he's going to send me something better. And told the guy on the rafter to go on his way. And then he kept praying, and a canoe came by. And when I think about a canoe, it reminds me of when I used to live in Apapa. In those days, long time ago. I'm not going to tell you how many years ago, but trust me, a very long time ago. I'm not sure if it's still there now. We had to use a canoe to cross from Apapa to Ajegunle in those days. I think it was 10, it wasn't kobo. Then we had pence then went to kobo. It was 10 kobo or something. You had to catch a canoe that would take you across the canal from Apapa to Ajegunle. So when I think about a canoe, that could conjure that up in my mind. And this canoe came to meet this guy, and the guy said, no, my God cannot be sending me a canoe when there are speedboats all over there rescuing everybody. Well, within a few minutes, the guy figured out that, well, this was it. And he knew at that point he was going to drown. So he went back to God there and was angry, telling God that God had abandoned him. And God responded and said, oh boy, I sent you rafter, you not take. I sent you canoe, you say not good enough. I beg. There's room for you in heaven here. You are welcomed. That's where you are coming. At least you should be glad that you are coming to heaven. But there's no more boats coming. At this point, this guy knew that his time was up. So the point is, opportunities don't come in packages that we envision, or in special packages, or looking good, or straightforward. They don't. I can tell you that opportunities don't come that way. For example, one of the beautiful flowers in the world is a rose. If you've ever seen a rose from its raw point when it comes out of the ground, the stem is filled with thorns. If you don't hold it well, it's going to prick your finger and you will bleed. But the rose is a big symbol of love worldwide. but nobody will believe that that rose comes from that thorny bush. So that's something about life that we need to kind of keep in mind. The next lesson that comes to mind is, impatience. Now, this is very impactful. Impatience is the graveyard of many great opportunities. Impatience is the graveyard of many, many great opportunities. Because when opportunities come by, people are so impatient. One will say the video was too long. Well, your situation has been longer. One will say, I don't have data. Well, make do. One will say, you got to help me out. No, you got to put forth effort and then help will come. So if there's anybody out there who watched the video and did not finish it, please, please, I ask of you, take some time. It's a 50-minute long video that will change your life. It's a 50 minutes long video that I am sure will change your life. Testimonies are abound. Actually, if you go to my status today, you should see a lot of testimony there and income of people who started just like you and were patient enough to unlearn the crap they had before and relearn new skills that has made them now a very, very comfortable life. So, my admonition to you this afternoon, this evening, this morning, wherever you are, whatever time you listen to this, is to take some time back to watch the webinar. Within that webinar are 10 skills that will create 40 streams of income for you. 40, 40. But you have to implement it. You have to learn. Because if you don't do any of those two, it's not going to happen. So I wish you well. God bless you. And I will wait to hear back from you as to if you have any questions, whatever you need answered, please feel free to get back with me. Take care. Once again, this is Dr. Michael. Have a nice evening, nice afternoon, nice morning, whatever time you're listening to this. God bless.